To start exercise 13, I'll go into model space, change layer, make one current, then I'll draw a line. Anywhere on the screen I'll start it, go to the left, 3 enter, up 1.88 enter, right 3 enter, C to close, zoom in, and I'll leave it there. Now I'm going to copy the entire rectangle, move it down. This will be the front view. Now I have to draw the right view. I'll type C enter, 2P enter. That's 2 points. I'm going to put the snap on, and I'm going to draw a circle using 2 points. Here's 1, here's 2. M enter. Select the circle, move it over to the right. Now you'll want to make layer center current, and you'll want to draw a line from the midpoint here out there like that. Draw another line from the midpoint on the front view here, and then you'll want to move them so that they cross the other side, because that's what a center line is supposed to do. It goes through an object. And we're going to go to dimension mark, which is here, and put that. I think I'll start with the right side view. First off, we're going to draw, go back to making layer 1 current. Okay. I'm going to draw a line from this intersection here and move it. M enter, move it back like that. Then we're going to O enter, offset, select the object, enter. Oh, that's wrong. We're going to just type O enter, give a distance of 0.38, enter, move that down there. And we're going to extend EX enter to the circle, that end, and that end. Then we're going to O again, offset, and this time 0.56, enter. We'll offset on that side and on that side, and we'll extend EX enter to this chord, both these lines. And then we're going to erase unnecessary construction lines, and we're going to trim TR enter from the circle, these 2 lines. And this time we'll use the paintbrush to match these lines up properly so that they're all on layer 1. Then I'm going to zoom previous. To continue, we're going to type O enter, 1.88 enter, and move this line back. Then we're going to enter twice to offset 0.75, enter, and move this line back. Then we're going to offset again. Enter twice. 0.75. 0.75. Enter. And move that up and that down. And we'll offset one more time. 0.56. Enter. That line there. Oh, enter. 0.56. Now you can use the fillet command to, it's not going to be easy. I made it difficult for myself. So I'm going to use the fillet command and clean up this corner. And enter, trim from here, fillet, copy this line down. There's a lot of ways of doing it. Don't worry about how you do it, as long as you get it done. F enter. F enter again. Fill it again. Here and here. And I think I can erase this line. I must add 2 lines there. Maybe 3 lines. Okay. Now we want to trim from these 2 lines here. And we want to use the match property, the paintbrush, to put this drawing on the same layer, which is layer 1. And the drawing finally looks correct. The top view looks okay, so I'll zoom previous. And we have to work on the front view. First thing you can do is to copy this line and drag it down here. Hit the space bar. You can also copy that line and drag it over here. You can also draw a line here and move it down here. And you can draw a line from here and move it over here. Now you can use the fillet command to clean up the intersections. And you'll want to trim from that line, and I guess we also want to trim from that line. Looking at it, it looks correct. At this point, it might be smart to make a copy of this drawing and move it up here, because that's going to be the solid model basis. Now I guess what we want to do is dimension the object. So we'll go to Layer, make DIM current, and we'll simply start dimensioning with a linear dimension. I'll go from there to there. 0.75, that looks right. And from here to here, that looks right. And so does that. Also, I can zoom in here a little bit and start dimensioning this. We have a dimension from here and also a dimension here to here. And I suppose I can pan over and go to the dimension toolbar here and pick the diameter of this object like that. Then zoom previous. It looks as though we have the dimension correct. If I wanted to change the center line, I could simply type LTS, enter. Instead of a scale factor of 1, I'll guess it's 0.75. It looks better. Okay. Now we'll want to try and make a solid model of the object, so we're going to make solid layer current. Okay. I'm going to pan, zoom real time, make it smaller, then pan over, exit, pan, and I'm going to move enter the solid thing, put it over here, say like that. Also, I think I'm going to have to copy it. So I'm going to type CO enter or copy. I'll copy it 3 times. I'm not quite sure why yet. Let's zoom in on a couple of them. I know one thing, we don't need the center line, so we can erase them. Also, we can break BR enter. I can break this line here. Enter, first enter, from here to here, and then erase these 2 lines. Also, I want to break this line. Enter, F enter, undo. I don't know what happened here. Well, there's a lot of ways of doing it. I can trim. Let's say I trim. No, let's say I break first of all. I'm going to break this arc. I'll pick any 2 points. And then I'm going to trim from that line and that line. Enter that and that. And I'm going to trim from this line into this. And I'll erase this. And I'll pan down. I think I'm making this more difficult than it should be. I'm going to copy this again. Copy. Now I'm going to break this arch here. Undo. I'm going to break. BR, enter. I'll just pick 2 points. And I'm going to trim. going to trim from that line and that line into that and that, and erase. No, I won't. I'm going to have to fill it or trim it. I'm going to trim from that line into that and erase this. Now I think I'm going to move this up here, so I don't know, I'm getting kind of confused. I'll erase this and shrink the whole thing down, and I'm going to move this up here somewhere, then pan and zoom with the window. Okay, now we don't really need the center lines here that I can see, so well, we'll leave it there. First, I think what I want to do is polyline edit. Make that a polyline yes. J, enter. I'll select both lines. Hit enter twice. Repeat the command. Polyline edit this line. Yes. Join, enter, J, enter. Select everything. Enter twice. And do the same on the other side. Polyline edit. Yes. J, enter. And select it twice. And now what I want to do is to select this, change the layer, put it on layer solid. It'll go from layer 1 to layer solid. Hit escape to get rid of the grips. I'll use the paintbrush and select the other two objects. Actually, I'll just, this is a funny way to do it, but I'm going to do it this way anyway. I'll move that over there, and then I'm going to use the paintbrush on that as well. And I'm going to move this segment from the quad, which is here, to the quad, which is there. And I'm going to move this one here, from this intersection here to that intersection. And I'm going to move this from this intersection to that intersection, and I'll erase this business in here. Now I'm in a position to move into southeast isometric, but I'm way off base, so I'm going to move solid portion a little closer, like that, then zoom with the window. The next thing you'll want to do, I trust, is to type EXT extrude. I want to extrude the big circle. I want it to go down, so I'm going to type -3. I want to repeat the command, and I want to extrude this segment as well as this segment. Enter. I want it to go down, so it's -0.75. Also, I want to extrude this segment. Enter. I want to go down, and that's -1.88. Now I think you'll want to subtract. So we're going to go here to subtract from the big cylinder, that segment, and that segment, enter. Enter. I'm going to use zoom real time. Doesn't look right, it looks weird. Well, anyway, I'm going to 3D rotate that. Pick a base point here at the center of that, right there like that. Red one, and we'll type 90 and pan upward. Give it some shading. It does look right, but it's in the wrong direction. In order to correct the direction, I'll get rid of the shading and I'll use 3D rotate to select the object, enter, put it there, select the blue ribbon and type 90. Hopefully that'll be correct. It looks right. Shade it, right. So now we can Z enter, E enter, go into top view, then go into layout mode or paper space, change layer, make viewports current, type MV, enter, and make a big window. Repeat the command, make a small window, double click, southeast isometric, pan, zoom with the window, or real time, whichever you get used to. Double click outside, click on the 2D drawing frame, and then go to annotation scale. I guess it's got to be a half. Got a little bigger. Double click inside, then just pan to locate it properly. Then if you want, you can go to layer and you can make layer 1 current with viewports freeze. The reason the dimensions are smaller is because I forgot to change the dim scale. If I want to correct the dim scale, what do I have to do? Well, one thing I can do is to go back into layers, thaw viewports layer, double click inside, or even go into model space, doesn't really matter. And I can type DIMSCALE, dim scale, make it 2, enter. Then I can just put any old dimension up here. And you'll see, well, it's bigger. I gotta make the dimension layer current. Now I can put any dimension up here. And I can use the match property to I just select them. That's all you gotta do is select them. Of course, you might have to move them around a bit. Whatever, but you get the idea. So now I could go back into layout mode and the drawing looks a little bit better. And I can finish up by freezing the viewports layer. Of course, you should try to make a drawing look perhaps a little neater than what I've done here. But that's for tutorial 13. Thank you for your patience.